All right. I'm not home, so I do apologize for a bit of this scuffed setup, but that's going to be the only video that's going to be like this. So, anyone who's celebrating Easter, happy Easter. We got the confirmation of the next unit, and we got some other information. So, we're going to kind of go through this. Now, this is going to be more of a, well, I mean, we're going to see the stuff and then we're going to do our speculations like usual whenever we get a tweet like this. So like like Inumaki or Shoko, stuff like that. Now we have confirmation that it's Ino the next unit, but let's just watch this trailer and then we'll be good. So here we go. Let's watch this. This is basically the story trailer. All right. So we see Gojo, yep. So it's gonna show a bit of the past ones, and I'm no volume today. Now this is actually pretty cool that they show this. So to me personally, we're gonna get all of these units, right? I think it's just a no-brainer. So we got Ino, we got Mei. We're probably gonna get Wee soon, right? I could see Choso. Honestly, like for anniversary, I was really thinking about it, and I don't know who it would be. Like, because usually it's like 3 units, but we're gonna talk about that for Half Annie, probably in another video. So I think yep. So this is Ino's animations that we see, which because it's the drill, right? I'm pretty sure it does make him a Jujutsu unit, but we're gonna go through that later, right? And I mean, yeah, so this is what we saw on like the cover, the seance cover, and then we do see Toji here. So, Toji is here. And I actually do think this looks really good. I don't know if this is gonna be like a rec bit, which it probably is if we're being honest, but yeah, it probably is because they did it for Gojo. Gojo had his rec bit, right? So Gojo like versus Hanami and Jogo, I think. So, now that's the chapter. This is coming out on the 21st, which would be, I think, it would be Monday at 2 a.m. I thought it was 9 p.m. Unfortunately, the maintenance ends at 9 p.m., but the update's at 2 a.m. So I'm just gonna go to sleep and I'm gonna wake up and do the content. I think on Monday is probably how it's gonna go. So Monday you're gonna see summons if is really good, like really good, because I'm not having another what's her name, Miwa or Ready to Maki situation where they're kind of unusable at the moment. It's crazy because Maki's pretty good. It's just he's only really good in tower from what I've seen. So we're gonna do that, and then obviously there's new tower floors. So first of all, Ino's out. This is his art, and we're gonna get into like what his kit does, and then yeah. So this is the other like celebration art that they did, and he's coming out on the 28th, which is next week. So like tomorrow, Monday at 2 a.m. is Tower, which is the 21st. Yeah, and then a week later, exactly a week later, Ino comes out, which is fine, and it also means he's the only unit coming out in April. And what you know what it screams for me? Oh, allow ads. Hold on. All right, did I? Okay. Oh no. Sorry, y'all. Nope. Okay, continue. Pause. No, I can't even pause. Okay. We should be fine though. But this does scream. I do apologize for that. I have a very scuffed setup right now. If we go to like in I mean April had a lot of units last year, but they've kind of reversed it. I remember in May, like May June technically, there was 3 anniversary units, right? We had Toji, we had Tinjo, and we had Teen Ghetto. So if they're doing 3 units, I could see that like because half Annie 1.5 Annie is going to be 3 units, they're going to actually give us one this month in April. Now, why I say that is because every single month since 2025, there's been 2 units coming out, right? So in January we had Miwa and Mekamaru Muta, right? In February we had Shoko and Ready to Maki, and then in March we had Maki and then Mei. So I could see in April that it's only 1 unit, but then it makes up for that fact by having 3 units for the half anniversary. And that's why they're only releasing one, so that our cubes aren't completely drained. And I actually do rather that because usually we get a map event unit, what I think at the beginning, and then afterward, like the 20th, usually around the 20th, and then at the end of the month we get our either Shibuya or story unit or both, right? So this is gonna be a story unit. So yeah, anniversary is gonna probably be 3 units, and I think this confirms it. So we're gonna get new units, which I think means it's very possible. I could see this half Annie non-limited, but there's more units, and then full Annie is limited units, but there's 2 units, is how I could see it. Let me know if you agree. Now, afterwards, they showed the profile icon. So there's going to be 8 frames that are available, and you're going to be able to use the icons for the unit skins you own, and then we're going to be able to get frames from events. Honestly, these frames kind of suck ass, if I'm being completely honest. Hopefully they release better ones, but yeah, no. Maybe Black Clover Mobile gave me kind of treated me well with frames, but these are pretty ass. I'm not gonna lie. Low effort as hell. But I'm not gonna complain if they make actual good ones in the future. So there's always that. Now we do have the tower floors coming out, so 61 to 80, and then there's gonna be 2 phantom stamps available, one on floor 70 and one on floor 80. Now I'm not gonna lie, I think it's time that they increase the cube amount, like maybe 500 per stage. I really don't think that would be that crazy. Like, just make these like floors hard as hell, but give 500. I think that would be a reasonable thing. So I could get an easy 10,000 from tower. That would be fire. That would be fire, fire, fire. Now, let's go into right? Okay, bro. I literally, did I not block it? Unblock it, I mean. Okay, I think we're good. So he, to my understanding, can also, well, he's gonna be like either a mix, because he does have hand-to-hand combat, right? But this needle, it's a horn with the spiral pattern, and then can be fired as a projectile cloaked in cursed energy that won't stop until it hits its target. Considering that's the art we have here. Oh, do I not like? Did I not open it? Well, anyway, considering that it's the art that has for his like character art, right here. I could definitely see that being his alt, right? I could see that being his alt. So it's very possible to me that his alt is just Jujutsu, which it being Jujutsu is going to help him. Now, what's also very good is, since he does have quote unquote expert hand-to-hand combat, right? I would say that he might be able to stack with pride. So that's going to be very good, because if he might just have like an ability that's just taijutsu and his alt is jujutsu. Okay, so that's my personal guess. And I could see him being a buffer, kind of like Blue Maki, right? I think it would be pretty fun. I do rather, I was going to say like and rather, but then it came out as Reich. I do rather these types of buffers where they do their attacks and then get the buffs, instead of just a buff attack. And as long as it's taijutsu, I don't know why it's doing this shit. Anyway, as long as it's taijutsu, I won't mind. Honestly, give us one taijutsu skill and I won't mind. Now, I thought, okay, because listen, I thought like we would get not like a map event unit, but we're not getting a map event unit this month. So to me, I was like, okay, if we get Nanami, then we get Ino. If we get Panda, we could get Kusakabe. And if we get like someone like Nobara, I don't even know. Maybe we get, I think his name's Haibara. I was like, maybe we'd get like Haibara with the Nobara, if that was the case, if we got Nobara. And if we got Yuji, maybe we'd get Choso, right? I really do think that the map event unit, which is non-Shibuya, is indicative of what the story event gets. Like we got Green Miwa with Green Muta, right? For example. And there's no one to really tie in to Meimei, so I gave that one a pass. But I would say that not getting Nanami kind of feels sad, because I would have really liked if Ino's like a sub DPS, or like a DPS that just has really good synergy with our next Nanami. And it's about time for the next Nanami. It's been a while, right? They spammed them at the beginning, but afterwards, I think after like August of last year, it's going to be a full year in like a couple months. We could have probably gotten a red Nanami. So I was like, okay, maybe red Ino, red Nanami, but now I'm not too sure what color Ino is going to be. I could see green. They've really been like not doing many green units at the moment, but it makes sense why, right? I really don't know. Like every color is kind of full now. And this is what I mean by power creep, because now it's like, I don't even think I want any color. Like every color is kind of good, besides a support for red, like a mono red supporter and a mono blue supporter could be nice, and also a mono green supporter. Like yellow is the only one that's like really filled. So we'll see. If we get another yellow DPS, actually, I could be really happy with that. If he's a yellow DPS, there's a possibility I do get him. What I'm looking out of him is for him to be around Tinjo's level and probably be an AoE unit too, but someone who could stack better with pride potentially. Now I mean by that because it's like his ult is very slow if he's just buffing and not using the skill one, where maybe with Ino that's how it could be better. I'm not sure yet. If we have a mixed unit, if he's mixed taijutsu and jujutsu, that could be interesting. If we look at it, like green doesn't really, they're basically the jujutsu color with then there's just green UG. Blue has like a good mix of jujutsu and taijutsu. Like they're fine for both, right? Jujutsu, but then you got taijutsu, right? And then also you got Sukuna with his bleed damage, so it's good. And then if you really want taijutsu, right? So there you go. Now for red, they're also pretty good. Like we got taijutsu, and jujutsu. It's really yellow that I almost feel is lacking in terms of DPSs. So if he is a main DPS, I would expect him to be yellow, but I would have rathered him be a sub DPS that just works better with a future Nanami. So if he's red, we know why. If he's red and a sub DPS, well, we know that it's probably because a red Nanami is coming out probably in June or July because I don't see a Nanami coming out for half Annie unless it's a Shibuya Nanami in his final moments. But besides that, we'll have to see. I do think that if he's a main DPS, he's yellow. If he's a sub DPS / support, he's red. And then we'll get a red Nanami later on because that's the only color SSR Nanami we don't have. And also, very important too, is the way that we get our SSRs now. For example, SSR Inumaki came from a rare Inumaki red. Then we got a blue Maki, and then there was an SR blue Maki, right? And then we got green Muta, and then there was an SR green Mekamaru, right? So I could definitely see us getting, because remember, there's an SR red Nanami, so we could get an SSR red Nanami here, and I think they could work really well. So it's either red or yellow. That's my two guesses for Ino. Let me know what you think down below. Are you excited for Ino? I honestly think I might summon, but there is a small chance I skip because I do want to save for anniversary. If he is not good enough, I will not entertain the idea. But if I think he is good enough, if I see people liking him, then I will summon for him. So that's kind of going to be it. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching this video. Now you're going to see my OBS again. Love y'all. Bye-bye.